Hi, everybody. How are you doing? I'm Dr.
Hello.
Gail. This is Danny Shea for Danny Shea's Tarot. Thanks, Danny, for being here today. Thanks for joining me in our galactic journeys together.
Yes, and thank you for allowing me to stream this to my channel.
Did you stream it to both?
Both my channels?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I'm just asking.
I just did to the one. So,
Okay.
and I'm not seeing any comments. Do we have comments or
It's been in my last 3 or 4 shows, they are coming in really late. Like they're
okay.
not showing up right away. And you can see that people are here, but the comments are coming in really late.
I
So
don't see people.
you don't see the eyeball up there
Eyeball. No.
at the top beside live.
No, I don't have an eyeball.
Okay, all right. Well, the eyeball says people are here. Hey, yet another. Thanks for joining us today. Yeah, yeah, The lot the comments have been a little different here lately, and they've been coming in really late after the show starts. Then all of a sudden, they're boom, they're there. But I think people are not getting their notices either like they used to.
Oh. Yeah.
So
Oh, and that's yeah, I've noticed that too. That a lot of times people will have to resubscribe, re-click the bell for all to make sure that they get their notices. Otherwise, YouTube is just kind of messing with the algorithm a little bit. So,
also, the comments when I'm starting comments, you can only have so many. For me, you can only have so many listed. You have to start getting rid of some because your scroll will start working in the comments.
oh,
I learned the hard way on that one.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
so that was you. I was with Mary yesterday trying to figure that out. So, come on, I got this is something you have to do. But it looks like we have Ping Grumbine. Okay, Penny. Thanks for being here. Or are you saying how to do, Penny? And hey, Liz, thanks for being here. Hey, Healing Rose, thanks for joining us. And hey, Kathy, thanks for being here. Mary, see, I see we've got somebody here from Kansas and somebody from Minnesota, rainy Minnesota. Say, Mary. So, yeah, it's rainy here in North Carolina also. A little rainy, not a bad rain. But
Hmm.
hey, for Kat, thanks for being here. And I'll see Liz up here. I think I missed you. Hey, Liz. Who else is here? But everybody's coming in now, or showing up now, or they're
Yeah.
in the chat. Hey, Mila, thanks for being here. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. And Dana, I have no idea what we're talking about today. We were actually talking about symptoms. And
I
we
gave you a whole list of things to talk about, and you ignore. No, I'm kidding. But yeah,
well,
we well, you did a show with Terry about symptoms.
I didn't want now about Terry.
You did a show with Terry
Oh,
about
essential symptoms. Yeah, yeah. And
symptoms.
we're doing another show tomorrow. I'm not sure if we're taping it or going live. I'm not sure which about that yet, but which is one that's hard for all of us, I think, is not feeling guilty by taking care of yourself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
That
that, that. Yeah, we're going to kind of dive into that tomorrow because,
good.
yeah, I'm not sure where that's going to go or what we're going to say, but yeah, I think that's something we need to all look at. Hey, Journey Through the Chakras. That's a great name. Thanks for being here. And Sarah, thanks for being here. And June Co, thanks for joining us. You're from Marquette on the southeastern shores of Lake Superior in the upper
Ooh,
peninsula of Michigan. Well, thanks for that description. I would have never known where that was. So thank
yeah.
you. And we got Tina, and she says, "Where's Psychic Duck?"
I know, psychic duck right here.
And
Leave her on the shoulder.
it's always around. Hey, North Songs, thanks for being here. And she's from Missouri. Chris,
Southwest Missouri, because if you're in South, it's Missouri, and she'll be able to confirm or deny.
yeah, and Chris is from Mexico. And thanks, Chris, for being here.
Hola.
And another Chris. Hey, Chris MK. She says she's leaving in about 20 minutes to see Disclosure Day. I don't
Ooh.
think I've ever felt guilty about taking care of myself, thankfully. Oh, wow, Chris, really? Really? Yeah, we're going to, and the conversation came up. Well, we're going to discuss all that tomorrow. And what is this North song? We just call it Misery. Is
Oh,
that
Missouri, Missouri, misery.
so?
The
Which
thing
one's that?
with
South.
what's that?
So is that North or South Misery?
That well, it's probably the whole state, but where I grew up, the thing that drove me nuts were chiggers. Do you
Oh,
guys have chiggers?
chiggers. Oh, yes. Go out and pick blackberries and you come home with chiggers.
Oh my gosh! And
Yeah.
are they aliens? Are
They're
they
pet.
maybe they're reptilians that are burrowing in and
They're awful. Chiggers are awful.
they're the worst. And no, I shouldn't label the reptilians as like chiggers, all of them, but
I hadn't thought about chiggers in a long time because you don't
oh
have those in California, do you?
well, not where I am, but I did go hiking and I was loaded up with ticks.
Oh, well, ticks. Well, I don't like ticks either, but that's
No,
different than chiggers. You can see a tick. A chigger, you can't see until it's
can't
there
see.
and it's damaged.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Huh.
but let's see, we got Tina Burnett. I don't know how we got off on that subject. That's not what we're talking about today.
Missouri.
She's from Tennessee, and she's going to see Disclosure Day. I think I'm going to go to see it tomorrow. No, Friday. How about you? Have you seen it, Danny?
I have not seen it, and it's not playing. I have to double check the. We only have like one movie theater here, and it's
Yeah.
only one screen. So when I looked last week, it wasn't. It wasn't on its on the schedule. So I'll check again because I do want to see it.
Yeah.
I missed the last. What was the last one with? Was it Ryan Reynolds or somebody? Another ET movie. Yeah.
I don't know what you're doing. Okay.
Somebody will mention it.
Yeah. Hey, Joe. She's saying aloha. She says, love talking about our friends, the aliens. And Oxford Cat, thanks for me here. Oh, Kate, you're from North Carolina. So am I. I'm over here in Wilmington. Where are you in North Carolina? And Liz is saying, Upper Peninsula, do you go to Michigan UFO Contact Convention uh, in Houghton Lake, Missouri? Is that how do you pronounce
Michigan. Michigan.
that? Oh, Michigan. Okay. Okay. All right. So let's see. Yet another, you're saying Project Hail Mary.
That's the
And
movie that I was.
that's the movie. I didn't get that one either.
Yeah. I hear it's great. I
Oh,
hear it's really good.
when was that one on?
That was like 3, 4 months ago.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't. I'm so
Yeah.
involved in trying to get this book finished. I've got blinders on. I'm
It's good to have blinders on these days.
focused. I'm focused. I'm focused. Um, so, okay, you're in Richfield. Where's that near? Is that near Charlotte? I'm not sure where that is. As Ryan Gosling was in
Yeah.
that movie, Project
Yeah.
Hail Mary. Okay. That's a good reason to go see it.
Just for him.
Yeah, just for him. Okay, so it is near Charlotte. Yeah, my nephews lives in Charlotte. I can't remember what the name of the town near Charlotte. Anyway, he's near Charlotte also. And we're going to be answering questions, so y'all can put. Yeah, no, she goes hubba hubba. I know that's about Ryan Gosling.
Oh.
And Judy, she's saying good morning from
All right.
OB, California. Where's OB, California? For
Oh,
me, being a nurse, OB's like maternity.
oh, B.
You don't know where that is?
No.
Let us know, Judy. She says, my friend sent me a pic she took outside of Durango, Colorado, and it had this huge orb, looked like a vessel, actually. Wow.
Mm.
Interesting.
Oh, San Diego. She's down.
San Diego. Is that so? Is that the abbreviation for San Diego, or is that something near San Diego?
OB. I don't know.
Okay. And hey, Nancy, thanks for being here. Hey, Debs Shaw I. Oh, you're in Cumbria, UK. Well, thank you for joining
Woo!
us today. And I love your name, Deb Shock Eye. That I love
Hawkeye.
that. Oh, Judy,
Hawkeye.
this is Ocean Beach. It's
It's
Ocean
Deb's Hawkeye.
Deb's Hawk Eye. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's
What is that?
Hawkeye.
Oh, what is it, Hawkeye? Okay. All right. Well, thanks everybody. Dan have really prepared a long time for the show.
We have.
In fact, all we were doing was talking about ascension symptoms before we were coming on and how it comes in waves. And so that's what we're talking about. Uh, Deb said it's Hawkeye. Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Danny, for
It's Hawkeye.
straightening me out. Okay, and yet another Linda's wanting to know if she's doing any galactic work, so I'll put that in there. We'll look at that in a minute. And anything you wanting to discuss or talk about, Danny?
Well, when we were backstage, you said, "So how are you doing?" And I was going, well, I saw the show that you and Terry did about ascension symptoms, and I go, did I just bring that into my awareness, and now I've got ascension symptoms because I listened to you and Terry, and then I go, no, you've had them before. But one of the things that we did talk about that I think it's really important that we continue to, if these ascension symptoms, whatever you have, for me, it's my diet has changed. I can't eat the foods that I thought that I like. And I've got mild vertigo again because I wagged my finger at those guys. And you can do that. Wag your finger and say, knock it off. Not so hard. But if those symptoms persist, that's something you need to have checked out.
Right.
So as you were saying, Gail, that it goes in waves.
It goes in waves, yes. If it's ascension symptoms, it's usually going to ease off within a few weeks or a month. And then later on, probably months later, maybe a year later, it might come back. But you know kind of what it is and how long it's going to last and how it's going to affect you, because it does affect each of us a little differently. But then we do have a common thread. But I think the knowledge of it is worth a lot, because when it's happening to you, you can accept it a lot better when going, come on, baby, give me some information.
Right.
You're much more receptive and more understanding of what's going on. So, and it's not going to last forever, because Danny, you'll be able to eat your food again really soon. Soon as
Good. The other thing too that we were talking about was we have the equinox, the solstice. I'm sorry, coming up on Sunday, and for different parts of the country, it's either winter or summer.
Right.
It feels to me like there's going to be some big stuff this solstice. You said, nah, it's not. This one's not the big one. It's the next one. It's the winter one in 6 months that's going to be really, really big.
That's what I used to get. Well, the last few years it's gone in like we've had these ascension symptoms, and we're all collecting all this information by like May. It's settling in May and June, and it's getting there. It's integrating in your body. And then you start using it maybe by the fall, and then by the winter, then something's happening.
Yeah.
That's happened, I think, the last 2 or 3 years. So I don't know if that's going to be forever how that goes, but to me, that's what I see.
The thing that I was feeling and looking at is at this particular time, which I do think it's really, really powerful and big, and something can show up in our awareness. However, there needs to be some ceremonial things like hanging around a fire and reviewing last year. What are you laughing at?
I'm laughing because you're talking about the ceremonial things I do before a show.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's true.
So that's why I was just kind of laughing. The ceremonial things I do. I have a ritual for before a show, and I was talking about that to Danny. He's going, I think I should do something like that.
Yeah,
Like
you're
I said,
right.
actually, because I have my YouTube on silent because when my guest comes in, I'm usually listening to some really upbeat music and I'm dancing to it. So Danny snuck in when I think I was dancing.
He was dancing like a dancing fool,
I was not. I was in my chair. So,
doing. Um, but I think it's really important to review this last 6 months
mhm.
and take whatever that was, even though it could have been good or bad. Gratitude, burn it, let it go, and set your intentions for this month. Not this month, this next 6 months, and just I think that's really important. However, that ceremony works for you, I think it's really important to do that so that we can ground and meditate and not just have time pass. So we have time pass with intention.
That sounds
And
good.
and dancing around a fire, can't wait to see you do that.
Well, that's rather fun. Well, I mean, it's just my whole ritual is I usually meditate 30 minutes before I do a show, and then I'm listening to music while I'm getting ready and dancing around. And then also, I'll light a candle. I also sound my little thing here, for, make
Oh,
that sound. And then I also
your
spray.
little thingy.
I, I spray this
I
sage also. So I do all these things. I have such a ritual before I even start a show.
think I got the same thing.
Yep, we have the same thing. We should be an
Cool.
advertisement.
Yeah. Dang, are they going to pay us for this?
I don't know, but I have it on hand, but also because if I get into some energy, I don't particularly feel good. I'm
Yeah.
sending it away.
Yeah. It's yeah.
It's
That
like,
and
what's your
the
saying? Healing. She says, my ritual before I do healings or channel light, candle, ring my bells, put on my Arcturian music and sage. Yeah. I
yeah.
think it's whatever he's yelling.
And so one of the things that we tend to do, or I tend to do, is I'll just get on the channel and throw some cards on some current events or something, but I don't drop into that meditative space like I would do during a personal reading. And
Right.
so I think that's a huge mistake in that a lot of readers, I'm hoping that I'm not the only one, get a little lazy with that. And I think that is something to look out for. So I'm going to start dancing again before I do a reading.
Meditating, dancing, and then
Meditate,
and then
dancing.
clear your space.
Well, I do try to clear the space every
Well, I mean,
day.
there is one other step of it because I'm going with a candle and with a light, and then the spraying, and then the hearing, and then I have a specific hand lotion I put on that has a nice odor to it. So I go with that too. So I
Okay.
do. I didn't realize how much I did until I'm talking about it now.
Yeah. I see. I think that stuff is so important when we're tapping into slipping into the ethers. It's really important to have that protection to
And
move
also
into.
talking to my guides too. What I was telling you before. You better
Mm.
have my back. You better show up. You better be here. They've never let me down, but I always go through that.
I know. I could just see Gail talking. Hey, you guys better show up. Wagging her finger. You guys better show up. Help me out. Get my back.
Yes.
And they're like, "Have we ever let you down before?"
Never, never.
Yeah.
So let's see, what's the JUCO saying here? I had vertigo for 2 years. It started in December 2019, just before COVID started. I still feel it sometimes very mild when I tilt my head back. Oh, yes. Some people do have vertigo that kind of stays with them. I hate that. I hope you're getting some help with that. Um, but because I can't think that would be ascension symptoms for all that time. Could be, but I would hope your guides wouldn't be that cruel.
You got. Oh, dang. You got a cruel God. Um, there's, because we have little crystals in our ears, and so that could be positional vertigo. I
Yeah.
know the first time that I went crying to you and I go, Gail, help me. What's going on? I had vertigo for 3 days. I couldn't stand. I mean, it was horrible. And I did help it along by doing some Lepley maneuver for positional vertigo, but people are saying you may need to get somebody to help you with that because you're all dizzy. It's horrible. So I would look into that. So
You would look into what?
the Lepley maneuver and positional vertigo and how to reset the crystal if it popped out of ear type thing.
Yeah, well, yeah, I remember when you call. I will never forget when you called me that because you're going, I've been laying on the bathroom floor. I can't hardly stand it. What's going on? And I read you and I went, oh, they're upgrading you. And you go, well, how long is this last? Going 48 hours,
Yeah,
48 more hours. And then you said in 48 hours, you heard download complete.
download complete.
It's
And it wasn't like, oh, I hear something in my inner voice, or I hear something from my guides. It was something totally different. And I'm like, oh, well, thank you.
why did it have to feel so bad?
What do I owe you for that?
When I was driving the last couple hours to Mount Shasta, that's exactly, they cut off contact with me with
That's right.
everybody. And they were doing that. They were saying download started, and the whole 2 hours going to Mount Shasta. Everybody, because I had been talking to people on the phone all the way across the U.S., talking to people, and then I lost contact from everybody, and then it was later that evening, several hours after I'd been in Mount Shasta, that I got my first phone call. So they had even isolated me to have that down. Oh, and it was like even when I was getting closer to Mount Shasta, they said, "Welcome home," and I went, "I've never been here. Welcome home."
Yeah.
So
So when you get a download, what do you how do you describe that? I mean, what are you getting when you get a download?
I think you're getting your DNA uploaded for your gifts to be coming out and for you to increase the understanding and your connection to the next level.
Yeah.
And they can't just like boof all at once and have you where you need to be. They have to do it in stages because I don't think your body could physically handle it.
Yeah.
Can you
Yeah.
imagine what would happen?
Yeah. So, and yeah, I totally agree with that because sometimes I go, okay, so I got this download. What happened? Am I any different? And I feel the same. However, there's things that go on that I just accept a little easier and more readily. And I go, oh, okay.
There
Like,
it is.
yeah, when I was down in my garden and I'm finishing up my morning meditation prayers, and I go, what the heck is that? It's a great big ant. It's a mantis bean. And I saw it in the daytime, and I'm like, oh yeah, hey. I'm just saying, hey, I wasn't scared. and then it went away, and I'm going, well, did I even see that? And yeah, I did. Um, and it was in the morning, so I didn't smoke pot yet.
Well, and also, think about back years ago how you would have reacted. You would have not even paid attention to it practically.
True. Or if I did, it would have scared the hell out of me.
Right.
Right. But I think what you said, I probably would just have ignored it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that in itself can tell the difference in way you look at things. But here is Deb's Hawkeye. I've always had tinnitus, but recently, since journeying with Danny, it's changed. Sounds like a crystal wind chime rather than white noise. Oh, that sounds like wonderful.
Yeah. Way better than white noise.
And the Healing Rose, she's saying when she went to Mount Shasta, she got the message too. Welcome home.
Yeah. Well, how many of us are star seeds from and have some lineage to that?
What do you mean? How many? Is like how many in the chat, or how many in the world, or what?
How many in the world? I mean,
Oh,
there's 1,706. There's so many of us that are connected to Mount Shasta because it's the
yeah,
root chakra of the world.
right.
So as soon as we ground into it, I think then we are starting to ground into parts of Mount Shasta. But I think that we have so many of us, a majority. I don't know about a majority, but so many of us have a connection to the Lemurians in Mount Shasta.
Oh, yeah.
We just need to open up to it.
Well,
And
Lemuria is a mixed race group. It's not just one, so it makes sense that
mhm,
all of us are connected to that.
yeah, yeah.
So let's see. Sweet Melly saying, I talk all the time to random critters. I do too now. I can't say I did 10 years ago, but I certainly do. I pay attention to all of them now. I
Yeah.
mean, but I've always been really sensitive not to kill anything. I've always been like that, but probably even more sensitive now to
Right,
it.
right. And there's, I even talk to the critters I can't see.
You guys,
Yeah, well, yeah, but
those
like
critters. That
it,
could be a mantis being.
it could be. Well, but I can see him now or
Yeah.
her. Um, the But when I go to a new place, and even in my own backyard or hiking around the area, there's all these hidden folk all around, and they're not sticking their head out, but I still say hi.
Hmm.
I still talk to them. So,
Yeah.
and see, that's part of the ascension process because I think I'm totally normal talking to people I can't see.
Well, also you're surrounded by people understand it, and that's what it is for us getting together is that we all kind of understand what we're going through,
Yeah,
and having our community that understands this. Other people who are not going through it kind of look at us like we're crazy, but they're not going through it, so
right.
we can't fault them for not understanding. When you're not having experienced it, then you haven't experienced it and don't understand.
Yeah.
So anyway, also I was talking to Danny about a chapter in the book I had just finished, and it was about. It was actually that how I found this information out was from a regression session with Barbara Lamb, because I thought my connection with the ETs didn't start until 20, 2020 when I started to be able to see them. When I started working with them, I thought that was it. That was when I started. Well, I started eventually having these visions of me as like a 10-year-old walking through walls. I could see myself on other times when I was learning to become invisible. And there's these kind of scenes that kept popping back up and memories. And I started beginning to wonder, because when I did have this experience in 2020, everything came so quickly for me, so
Hmm.
fast. And so anyway, so I became curious. So I went in for a regression session with her, and she took me back. And sure enough, they had been taking me up since I was an infant, just barely, probably days old, at the most months. I couldn't. It was before I could even turn over. Couldn't turn on my side or anything like that. So they took me up and started training me. They put us in these different, and it was a room full of different types of infants that were in this room, and different types of ETs were taking care of us. And there was the one ET that was taking care of me. She also had a boy in her arm, and so they would put us in this called the developer would hook our heads up in the back, and we were getting all this information, and they were developing us. And I knew at that time, I remember I always was developing telepathic communication already at that time. And then they put us in this bouncy house room, which was called the, it was like the recovery room, but they called it something else. And so, and we laid there. It was a nice little room where we took a nap after that happened, and we could hardly move, but it was nice. And then we went back home. But the thing about it is all these years I had wondered who the boy was because I knew there was some connection. And of course, I found out later it turned out to be Danny. That was the other boy that was in there. And of course, Danny goes, "Did I start playing with your hair? Did I start poking at you? Did I start doing this?" And I said, we couldn't even move. We were so young, we couldn't even turn on our own, much less messing with each other. So, but anyway, I've written about that, more details about that in my third book that'll be hopefully coming out in the fall. But anyway, so
I was just thinking about Barbara Lamb in that regression last night that I did with her, and it was, that what she brings out is just amazing.
yeah.
And I go, well, is it her bringing it out? Is it me? But the thing that she does is she doesn't let things go. So normally,
Oh, it's like a neat pig. She's like needling, and you're tired of it, but she won't let it go.
she won't let it go in a good way,
Yeah.
in a really good way. So like when we do a meditation, for me, when I do a meditation or a journey for myself, I'll go, oh, here I am walking down this path, and I jump into a pool and I swim around and I come out, and she goes, okay, so what'd you see in the pool? And then what happened in there? And she keeps going deeper and deeper into whatever things she finds, that you
Mhm.
dig into. And so, yeah, it's really,
And she does it in such an easy way,
yeah,
a very
right.
soothing way, persistent and soothing.
Yes. Yeah.
Let's come back to that. Oh, no, I wanted to move on. Is what you're thinking, but you go back to it. So,
Yeah. Right.
yeah.
So,
But anyway, one of the parts of that story was the fact that I had an ordinary life up until 2020. Danny had an ordinary life up until when for you?
till I met you.
You started your YouTube channel and we're doing tarot. That was not normal. When did you start your channel?
I started it about right around COVID
Yeah.
because I had just gotten a job in a psychic shop. And so it was just before then. And it was like, okay, I guess. And the owner called me a psychic, which I went, What? No, I just throw cards." Anyway, I had to do a reading for her and I got this job, and I'm like, dang, guess I'm now a professional. COVID came, shut everything down. So I said, well, I want to still keep working at this because I shut everything down to work at the psychic shop.
Right.
And then COVID shut everything down. So I jumped onto YouTube, and YouTube took me to like 3 months, 4 months later, where I met you.
Hmm.
Help me, Gail.
Yes.
Help
Yes.
me. And
Yeah.
then and then that was it.
That's it. Yeah. And so here we are today
No more
talking
no.
about ETs. And that also that journey for you was really tough to start really openly talking about your ET contact. You really struggled with that. And it was your religious Catholic upbringing that you really struggled with,
Yes.
which I'm sure a lot of people here have struggled with that also.
Yeah, it's yeah, I think yeah. Yeah, I had to, I had to let a lot of that go. Which I thought I did, but I really didn't. And so when I came to grips with it, it wasn't about letting it all go. It
Right.
was about letting some of it go and keeping the other parts that were beneficial to me. So maybe there's another um, time in the future where I'll revisit all that again and say, okay, now I don't need that, but I wanted this back.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think Sweet Millie, I think she's saying, what was it like for you guys in the mid 90s? We were both doing ordinary lives. For me in the mid 90s, what was I doing in the mid 90s? I might have had my chiropractic practice at that time. Went mid 90s. Oh, hey, mid 90s. Yes, I had started my chiropractic practice at that time. So I was in business for myself, had my chiropractic practice, and that's what I was doing. So I had an ordinary life. I knew about the metaphysical world, but I didn't go there because I was in a small town, and that reputation would have crushed my practice. So yeah, I didn't go there, but I did have quite a few patients that were in that. How about you in the mid '90s, Danny?
I was deeply rooted in business.
Yeah.
So I was selling real estate and then training real estate agents. So it was like, even though I was introduced to tarot cards in the mid 80s, and I still use them. At that particular time, it was all about business. It was
Right.
I didn't get to think anywhere outside, because I was going, well, I got this payment I have to take care of. I have this.
Right.
So it was all 3D stuff that I had to take care of.
Right. You had to survive. That's all we were doing, surviving at that time.
I had to buy a new Range Rover every year, and
Yeah. Well, Sweet Millie saying that was her first awakening. I'm assuming that was in the 1990s, or was it in the 2020s that's your first awakening? Sweet Millie saying, me too. I'm Dr. Gail, small town. Then I went off to a city to start school. The 2020s have been just crazy. Yeah, I think a lot of people had an awakening in 2020. The other time was 2012. I mean, that was a big turning point for a lot of people too. I
and
missed
there
that wave.
yeah, there's certain waves that
Yeah.
you can either catch or you don't catch, that are opening us up to more things. When I first was introduced to tarot, which was probably in '86, I think that was a wave too
How were
for
you introduced to it, and that you took it? I mean, you were okay with it. How were you introduced to tarot?
a friend of mine. So I moved to Los Angeles, and this woman came over, and we started talking and became friends, and she was way into
Yeah.
this. And she goes, do you want a reading? And I go, well, what are you talking about? So anyway, she pulls out her tarot deck, and I go, I need to get one of those. That is really cool. So um, we started, reading cards together and learning how to do it and things like that. So um, it it was always it was in LA, it was always available if you wanted to find it. And but there were certain things that I would still put my
Right.
barriers up against, and I would, kind of make jokes about certain woo-woo things.
Well, you always had to think about your family, your friends, your business, everything.
Well,
You know,
and I thought it was kind of funny too that, what, but and even today I do that and I'll throw humor out for a barrier, but it's really funny some of this stuff that goes on.
yeah. You sit
Yeah,
back and look at it.
it shouldn't be taken too seriously, at least in my awareness.
Yeah. And so, all right. Well, I'm going to see what. How about everybody else? As I see a few people saying, "Sweet Millie," hers started in the mid '90s. She was a
Yeah.
freshman in '94, and Healing Rose. She was working at a medical school, USC Medical School. Judy Campbell saying use discernment. Yeah, always.
Mm-hmm.
And what's this, Miss Debbie? You're saying my horses started calling to me when they were foaling. I was young, 9 or 10. I wish I had had a mentor way back then. It was 1968 when I remember that it started. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, well yeah. I think that's a lot of us. Because for me, that would definitely be me. Because I always could smell people around me. I always knew who had passed the way they smelled when they came around. So and also was very connected to people as a nurse who had given up on life. I knew exactly who had given up when they came back to the operating room. So there's a lot of things that you hindsight you look at going, oh yeah, people shut me down big time.
Yeah.
So,
But with horses, that's something horses are so powerful,
mm-hmm.
and they're so they're so tuned in, and yeah, I could see why a lot of people would be talking to their horses,
Yeah,
and
me too. Yeah,
it would almost seem normal.
yeah, I agree. I would think that would probably be one of the easiest animals to connect with,
Yeah,
horses, because of their nature.
yeah.
So we
Wow.
all want to go out and play with the horses.
I was I even though I had some experience with them, I wish I had more because they're just so cool.
Oh, horses.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had quite a lot of experiences with them too. I never had one. My sister did, um, but yeah, I always like to have one around. Okay, yet another Linda said mid '80s for her, but I've been into metaphysical since childhood. Pretty psychic as a teenager, then shut it down for a long time.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We do that.
Mhm. Yeah. I think we do that to try to fit in and have a normal life, which I had a conversation with somebody the other day about these children that are coming in that are on the
Oh
spectrum.
yeah.
And they were saying they want to fit in, they want to fit in. And I said, no, no, we've got to learn to fit into their world. They're the ones that are coming in with this new world. You got to change your thinking there. We're not changing them. It's us. Either we're going to scoot on out of here, or we've got to change to
Correct.
be to at their level.
Right.
So, but it is difficult when you come into a normal family and then you're on the spectrum and you're wanting to fit in when everybody else really should be looking at you trying to fit into all the information they're getting.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. I agree. One of the things too that really helped me, even though I didn't see it at the time, was my mom. Was she was talking about astrology in a very brief way, but just let me know that yet there's this practice out there where you can use the stars to help guide your life and some of your decisions, and it's called astrology, and we've had people in our family use it, and it was just really simple like that. Yeah, your grandfather uses astrology, and I went, oh. Okay. And it was just like, and that just gave me permission more to say, I can step into it. Now, if my mom actually was alive and saw what I stepped into right now, she she may have a little bit of a hard time with it.
Well,
But
we didn't have any like that in my family, but I do think my mother was really connected. And so I do think if she stepped into this lifetime and saw what I was doing right now, I think she probably, for me, I think she would have supported it.
mm,
She would have panicked because it didn't fit into normal. But since I'm
yeah,
not like way out in the open, like none of my neighbors know what I do, she might have been okay with it.
yeah, you're not out there in the open on YouTube
But people on you have to find me and be interested in
writing
the material
three
to find
books.
3 books.
Yeah, you're hiding, Gail. I see it.
They would have to find me. It had to be about this material. But I'm seeing Nancy Jean said she started in 1949. I can't imagine what it would be like if I started in 1949. Of course, I wasn't born then, but but I can imagine. I mean, because I am envious of all these people who've done it all their life, because it's such. I mean, my connection to the ETs is simple and easy for me to get that information because I'm just getting information directly from them. But my metaphysical journey, trying to catch up and learn all about these different things, that's been quite a process for me.
So and I think that there's a lot of value in learning the different metaphysical practices, but it also can hinder a little bit because it'll put you in a little box and limit you. So
I've
um,
never been in that box.
yeah, and so you're just out there and you're getting information, you're pulling it from here, pulling it from there. And so whatever path you're on is the path that you should be on. And just keep reviewing it every now and again. And again, this is a really good time to review it during the solstices. How's this working? Do I need to let go of something? Do I need to bring some more of it in? So this is a great time for that.
What is this, Miss Debbie? What are you saying? Danny, my dad told everyone of he visited me after he crossed. I was lying. He went to my daughter first. I love that so much. Oh yeah. Your
Okay.
dad visited you, yeah, after he crossed. Yeah, I remember being shocked when my dad came 2 weeks after he crossed, because you're usually thinking it takes about 6 months for people to. I mean, my dad showed up 2 weeks smelling like hush puppies and barbecue. It was like 6 o'clock in the morning, and there was no barbecue or hush puppies around, but that was his favorite meal,
Mm.
and so I knew exactly who it was. I mean, well, I can't tell you, Danny, but I was in my car when that happened, and I stopped. I stopped and pulled over, going, couldn't believe it that he was
Oh,
there.
you actually pulled over?
I did pull over because it shocked me so much that I did pull over that it was him. I did pull over.
So Gail and I have this thing. She goes, "Yeah, when I'm driving, I get all these messages." I'm going, "No, Gail, you're supposed to be driving, not getting messages from ETs and guides. No, drive, focus on." Anyway,
I think that was the last time you were wanting some information or trying to run something by me.
yes,
And,
yes.
I think I said, wait a minute. And then I don't remember, I gave you the information and you said, are you driving?
Yeah, she taps in. Oh, it's funny. Um, it was interesting with my mom and dad when they passed, and this was in my work stage, so I wasn't focused on metaphysical things at all. And when when my mom passed, I could still feel her around me a lot. I mean, she didn't take off. When my dad passed, he danced out of the realm. I mean, he was gone.
Yeah.
He's still um I can always bring my mom in around.
Mhm.
She's like always around. But my dad, it's I gotta go find him.
Yeah, that's exactly the opposite for me. My dad's always around. My mother just took off.
Yeah, yeah,
See you later.
yeah. But I, if I do call him in, he'll
Right.
show, right?
Yeah. Well, it was my mother that did come back to explain to me how the hybridization happened with me, being, a human Arcturian hybrid. She was the one that came back and told me, because she had difficulties getting pregnant. So she made an agreement with the ETs that she would have this hybrid baby, which I dealt with a lot before I knew I was a hybrid. I dealt with all that program, but she came back and said, you have your dad's DNA, your my DNA, but they have the extraterrestrial DNA also, and that's how they but came up with a hybrid. For her to be able to do that, then she was allowed, or not allowed, she was given the capabilities of having two more normal children, which I find that kind of a common thread of, even when I was the one going out and presenting a hybrid baby or helping somebody, I was also allowing them or doing some DNA changes in their body so they would be able to get pregnant the next time.
Yeah.
So, it was my mother who did come back to give me that information.
Interesting. When I my first regression that I ever did was a QHHT, which I really struggle with. This was not Barbara Lamb. Barbara Lamb, I did not struggle with. This first one, I did. And one of the questions that I asked was my mother, um, was she a star seed? Did she, is she part of that? And what I got was that she was from the Pleiades. And I thought, oh, because my mom's pretty short.
Oh,
But
well, that's a human body.
yeah, that's a human body. So it's interesting. And I never ever thought to go ask her, because she's always around. And I asked her about, hey, give me a little bit more information on me growing up. And
Well,
if I was in a bouncy house with you.
well, she wouldn't know that because my mother didn't know. Because we left while they were asleep. They didn't know we left during that time.
Okay.
She might know that about your because I mean at the time when my mother came, I was really struggling with the information that I was a hybrid. I mean, I knew a lot of people here because I've gotten used to the term and I do talk to people about it and am now open about it. But it did take me a while when I got that information to accept it because it changed my kind of how you look at things. So all of a sudden that some being came in and gave my mother different DNA and created me for her to be able to have a child. She had to make an agreement to have a hybrid child. And so that was hard for me to accept in the beginning
Hmm. Huh.
because I didn't know much about it, even though I had been involved in the program.
Yeah.
I just never thought it was me. I didn't, never. I'm just going, this human person, and for the beginning of my journey, they kept always saying, "You're so human," and then and that I wasn't ready for any more information because I took it as a insult every time they said, "You're so human," but they didn't mean it that way. It's just that was the way I took it.
Yeah. Right. Right. It's funny how that whole thing shifts, because they say something, you take it the wrong way,
Yeah.
and then it's like, wow, you're really mean. No, they were saying it in a very loving way. Yeah.
Yes. Basically, they were saying that you're our entertainment because you're so human. Because we're so emotional and they can see how we react with everything. So I did feel like I was their entertainment.
Yeah. Oh. I think I'd take that the wrong way too.
They never said that. They never said that. They just kept saying you're so human.
Okay.
But I didn't see anybody else reacting like I did. And, and, and of course, I think a lot of that was they didn't tell me anything until it happened because they wanted to watch my reaction. Let's do this to this human and see how she reacts.
Well, and is it because that they don't react?
Well, they do react, but I don't. think they react like we do,
with emotion.
not like us. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
because we can go from anger to happy in seconds. We can go from crying to laughing in seconds. We can go from lying to telling the truth in the same sentence. So all that fascinates them.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah.
So anyway, all right, I'm going to look up here and see if we have started a few things. We might
Any
have,
humans have questions?
because
I
we're running out
say,
of time.
oh,
We
that's
just
such a,
been yakking away with our unplanned show. So,
that's such a human question.
all right, here's yet another Linda. She's saying, "Am I doing any galactic work in the sleep hours?" Let's see.
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
I'm going to say yes without even asking.
Yeah. So I'm going to switch it around as to what is it
Yeah, yes, you are.
that she should know regarding this. Because a lot of times, I just don't remember any of the work that I'm doing in my sleep hours. And I
Right.
think that's kind of where she's coming from.
Yeah, you start getting little snippets
Yeah.
and dreams, and if you can think to write them down or type it in your phone, just a few words, then the next morning you might remember the rest of it. But if you say, "Oh, I'll never forget that," and I go back to sleep, and you wake up and you can remember, "Oh, I had a dream and I said I wouldn't forget it, but I can't remember it now."
Yeah. So the two cards that I got, I love that. Are you doing any galactic work in your sleep hours? What are you, crazy? You're a star seer. So that's a big yes. And there's an alignment going on. So pay attention to, um, as we talk about, it's not just this big download that comes in and goes, oh, different, changed, but it's an alignment of things, and it's a pathway. This one has a little ladder, and there's somebody crawling up the ladder, and so that's what I feel like with you.
Okay, I'm going to bring this. This will be our last question. Sorry, everybody. We have been talking so much that we haven't gotten to the questions. But this one, I see that we probably need to address because there's a lot of people who come in here and don't know this. But it's Deb's Hawkeye said, "I have never heard of star seeds until discovering you guys. We'd love to know if I have a connection, as I've had a few very vivid ET related dreams." So, is there something that we need to help you with on that journey for discovering star seeds, or have you got a good handle on that, Deb? Because, yeah, I consider everybody does have some ET DNA in them, and I'm calling that stardust. And the star seeds and the hybrids all have a lot more, and that are being activated now and being asked to come forward.
Okay. I
But that kind of changed that terminology because it was getting very confusing, I thought.
Right.
Because there's so many people that are so earthbound, and but they do have DNA from the ETs. We all do. So I just changed my terminology and just called it stardust.
Right. And I think that's important, um, to make sure that it makes sense to us individually. This goes back to discernment. So if it's not making sense, change the terminology so it does. So I like the stardust because we all have it.
Right.
We all have it. We are all star seeds, but how we're being activated is different
Yeah.
with what we're allowing in.
Right. I would say the stardust is connected more to Earth, and the star seeds and the hybrids are more connected to the galactics.
Right.
Okay. So is there anything else we need to help you with? Deb said, anytime we talk about something you don't understand, please stop and ask, because we have been on this journey for years now, but I do remember when I didn't know anything either. But so it's very new to me. So I understand when you're coming in, you're going, what does that mean? So always stop us.
Hey, real quick, I just want to throw some things out for Deb. That yes, she is getting this thing. She is getting new awarenesses, and it's important for her to ground herself. And so, one of the cards I got was the root chakra. Hey, time to go to Mount Shasta and go look in the stars up there. So, but there is a life force energy about this with you. So yes. And but we can't all be in the stars all the time. We have to ground to get to the stars.
Oh my gosh, I have to ground 3 times a day.
Yeah, because you're dancing around all the time.
I want to climb out of my crown chakra all the time and just keep on going.
Yeah, right.
All right, everybody. I'm sorry we didn't get to your question because there's some great questions in here. I will be back on Saturday. I think I'm on with Gail Lynn and Terry on Saturday. And Danny, when's your next show?
I'm going to be on with Lori, The Way of the Positive Change. We'll do some current events on Friday, and then I'm doing a show on Sunday, as I always do.
Okay. All right, everybody. Thanks for being here. And
Thank you, guys.
See you later. All right. Bye-bye. And thanks, moderators, for your help keeping it a safe place.
Thanks, everybody.